said, pushing her wire-rimmed glasses up her nose. "You guys are really excited about this game." Andy was more than excited. He downloaded the OlympiFan app the previous week, and every time he opened it, all he saw were the rules of play and the gallery, which wasn't open yet. No one had any idea what the secret grand prize might be, and Andy couldn't wait to find out. "I hope you two are still planning on watching the events, though," Dad added. Yeah." Mika bounced excitedly in her chair, and Andy nodded enthusiastically in agreement. He couldn't believe that they were going to Tokyo for more than 2 weeks, and during the Olympic Games. Mom was the editor-in-chief of Compete, a popular sports website, and between her job and Dad's work as a freelance travel writer, the Kudo Kids had gone on some pretty awesome vacations. But this trip was special. The Kudos were Japanese-American, and Andy couldn't wait to visit the country of his heritage for the first time. Dad had been on several press trips to Tokyo, and he'd helped Andy and Mika come up with a long list of sites they wanted to see and food they wanted to try. Andy had downloaded a language app to help him learn some useful phrases in Japanese. Between exploring a city he'd heard so much about and attending the Summer Olympics, Andy thought his vacation couldn't get any cooler. And then the OlympiFan game happened. Andy loved puzzles. A lot. And he was really, really good at them. He had dozens of puzzle apps on his phone. Anagram solvers, logic grids, word games, and cryptic puzzles. His favorite was Escape, an escape room game that had a seemingly endless number of rooms. Andy was currently on level 61, which was the captain's cabin on a sinking ship. So far, he hadn't been able to solve the puzzles fast enough to escape the cabin before water came gushing in through the broken windows. He was getting closer, though, and Andy loved a good challenge. But thanks to OlympiFan, Andy was about to take a break from all other games, even Escape. "What time is it?" he asked suddenly, glancing down at his lap even though his phone was gone. "Is the opening ceremony about to start? Can we turn the TV on?" "We just started eating." Mom took a big bite of chicken as if to prove her point. "Yeah, but we might miss the beginning." "Technically, we missed the whole thing." Dad blinked twice, his expression innocent, a sure sign he was making a dad joke. "It started at about 6 this morning." "Ha ha." Andy rolled his eyes. "You know what I mean." "We'll miss the broadcast," Mika added. "Andy's right, it's about to start. Can we please have the TV on while we eat, just this once?" "I don't think," Dad began, but he stopped when Mika tilted her head back and drew a deep breath. "Please!" Lily's head jerked up in alarm, and Poe skittered out from under the table and darted into the kitchen. Andy couldn't help but laugh. Dad had dubbed it Mika's pitiful sheep bleating, a startlingly loud sound that she only resorted to in the most desperate circumstances. It usually worked, too. Sure enough, Andy saw the corners of Dad's lips twitching. "Fine, you can watch, but you have to finish your broccoli." Mom tried to hide her smile as Mika flew across the living room and grabbed the remote. A few seconds later, a shot of the Olympic Stadium filled the screen. Andy gazed at the enormous oval stadium set against the Tokyo skyline. In a little more than a day, he would actually be there. Mika returned to her seat, and Mom took the remote from her. "We've still got a few minutes before the ceremony actually starts," Mom said, muting the TV. "Tell me more about this game. How do you play?" "It's an augmented reality game," Andy told her. "Remember Pokemon Go? Or that zombie game Aunt Kay tried to get you to play last summer?" "Don't remind me," Mom said with a big shudder. "We were at the grocery store, and I held my phone up and saw a zombie in the produce section. I screamed so loudly, this poor lady dropped a gigantic jar of pickles and it shattered all over the floor. I deleted that app from my phone right there." Andy snickered, and so did Mika. Aunt Kay had told them that story at least a dozen times, but it never got any less funny. "No zombies in this game," Mika said as Andy took another bite of chicken. "There are 3 virtual medals, bronze, silver, and gold, and a bunch of clues, all hidden in different locations in Tokyo. Tomorrow, the app will tell us where to go to find clues for the bronze medal. The clues and the medals are all worth points you can use to download video interviews with Olympic athletes. There's also a secret grand prize that's super mysterious."